Episode 5 of Refreshed with Jonathan.
And Wes.
We have had an absence for the last couple of weeks, so we have a lot to catch up on, to be honest with you. We have some Falcons games that were up in the air. Fall has gotten right after it, you know. Panthers tore us a new one. We talked about that, but they've gotten back on their grind. It's been successful. Last week, Monday night, to be fair, we defeated the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, that was good. The defense looked great, flying around.
Well, I did see, though, that the Buffalo Bills, their wins have come against no wins or one-win teams.
Okay,
So are they potential fraud?
could be.
I like Doug McDermott as a coach. They always talk about he was a wrestler. Pat McAfee says if you got to fight somebody, I don't know if he's the guy you'd fight, him and Mike Vrabel, now with the Patriots, but they're a bunch of fighters up there. I like Josh Allen a lot.
Yep.
People are talking, though. He did have a quote recently saying that maybe he is more than a football player after he got married to Haley Steinfeld.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That's not good.
They said he lost the fire. So
Mm.
unfortunate, our former MVP. And now you got Lamar Jackson, who's on a one-win team. They're done. They're cooked.
Right. Yep.
He's hurt, allegedly. I wouldn't want to play for a one-win team either. So weird circumstances, though, with the Falcons now being – I wouldn't say they're in contention, but they might be in contention.
Yeah, they're about middle of the pack in the NFC. They're
Yeah.
second NFC South.
Yeah.
So they keep stringing together some wins.
Yeah. I
Just
mean,
got to have the Bucks slow down some.
maybe. I don't know. You see Carolina's still – I mean, Rico Dowdle or whatever, he's
Mm-hmm.
going off. You know, sat on my bench. What was it, 30 points or something? Just phenomenal. 200 yards, 60 yards passing, touchdown. He's crazy.
Do you think having the offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson, for the Falcons down on the field has made a big difference?
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Past 2 games. Yeah. So those 2 wins for us. I think communication is a huge thing because usually the first drive of any game is going to be it's going to be dictated by the head coach.
Mm.
So it's pre-planned. So everybody's like, oh, why can't they just play like that the rest of the game? It's like, they're pre-planned plays, you know. They're not just cooking up something fresh. So really, yeah, having Zach Robinson down there and face-to-face with Raheem Morris, who's a cheerleader at this point.
Yeah, he needs to pull those pants down.
He's,
No more capris.
The capris, yeah. It was the Jets coach has capris, Miami's coach has capris,
Yep.
and in Atlanta. So
Yep.
a bunch of teams that don't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
As we saw as well, 2/3 of the stadium was filled by Buffalo Bills fans.
Yeah.
So I did hear the argument recently saying that Falcons, Arthur Blank the luckiest timing in the absolute world when they demolished the Packers in the final game in the Dome.
Mm.
On the way out, we're handing out PSL flyers. Everybody bought PSLs and then realized they got screwed over because you're buying thousands of dollars worth of PSLs and then you're buying thousands of dollars worth of tickets on top of that.
Gotcha.
So obviously now people have just given up because we've been awful.
Yeah.
Not even awful, just as another argument to have, what's worse, having an awful team getting 1 to 3 wins a season or just winning 7 games every year? Complete mediocrity, no good draft picks.
I'd say that.
Yeah.
That one.
I would say that's the constant state of Atlanta sports,
Yeah.
I would argue, except for 2021, which was nice for
Right.
the Braves. But other than that, it's been constant mediocrity.
Yeah.
So I do hope we see a little bit more now. I think it's going to take, I would argue it might take about 2 Super Bowls, maybe 2 victories in the Super Bowl to overcome the seeding issue. Because everybody just says, oh, Atlanta fans are,
Yeah.
wavy.
But you see that with the Braves. They won the World Series and then they're packed even through this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm interested to see next year. I mean, word on the street is sales were struggling.
yeah.
People were selling their, tickets.
Yeah, they increased.
Yeah, it went up 125% in 2 years.
Yeah.
Braves, if somebody from you is watching this, I'll take some season tickets, but not for 125% increase. So you got some available. I know that. So yeah, it's a tough scene, especially when you have a bad team that's underperforming. Or even, to that point, a good team that's underperforming, like the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we are witnessing the Brian Snitker tour on every football game I've known to man. And we're seeing with David Ross
Yep.
and with Mark DeRosa.
Yep. Two potential managerial candidates.
I don't know. I mean, he almost came out and said on 680 The Fan that they're like, "Would you support somebody?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm here just a phone call away. I'm willing to help anybody, just like Bobby did for me."
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, "Well, do you have somebody?" I do. And he almost elaborated, but he held off, luckily, because I think that would be bad news for the organization.
Do you think like Alex Anthopoulos would have him in there for like interviews and like lean on him? Or
No, it sounds like he's completely out already.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he last week, I think, finally he had one more truckload. He said he could get out of the office.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't. He said he would help out. And he is on staff, technically. Yeah, he is on staff. But no, I think when it comes to the future of the organization, he is out.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a consultant's role, much to what Chipper Jones should be doing for the organization. I think he should be heavily involved with the organization.
Yeah, he likes being a stay-at-home dad, though, now.
I think that explains his playing career so much, too. It was like he was either in or he was out. So I think he understands if he's in,
He's all in.
he's all in, and he realizes the struggles he had off the field when he was all in. So
Yeah.
I think it's smart from a personal side, but man, it would be nice to have.
It would be, yeah, it'd be very nice.
It'd be nice to have him. But we still got. They haven't announced any departures just yet. I like what was it? Eddie Perez still.
Yep.
He's still in there. Walt Weiss is still there.
Tim Hires,
Tim Hires. Was he the hitting coach, right?
he was the hitting coach, yes. And then all of his two assistants, hitting coaches,
Oh,
Rick Kranitz.
Rick Kranitz. We need to. Yeah, I like Rick.
So,
Completely just blanked my mind. I was thinking we had a couple positions available, but we'll see if they come. I mean, obviously, when Ron Washington left, and Eric Young, I don't know. Is Wash out for good? Is he out to pasture?
he and the Angels
Oh, they're.
agreed to split ways.
They
so
did,
I
they
would,
did.
I would assume. I
Do you
mean,
think the Braves will be like, "Hey, here's a senior analyst role"?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
But I guess let me ask you though: if you do make a managerial change, do you do wholesale change, or do you leave that up to the manager that you bring in, or how would you go about that?
It depends on the team's performance, and it depends on the sport too. So from the Braves' perspective, I would say, yeah, I would bring in. I would grow from the inside. I think you got a good thing going.
Seems like they do like to promote their own guys.
Yes, I forget the name of the leading scout that is now the GM of the Astros.
Mm-hmm.
I think losing him was incredibly big.
Mm.
He's not a great GM, but he's a phenomenal scout.
Gotcha.
So I think if we got guys like that, they're just internal and just don't let them go. Somehow pay them. I mean, obviously you can't turn down a GM role for a major league team when you're a scout. So if you could grow from within and you have a good organization, I think there's a huge difference. I know because they're very fiscally responsible on and off the field. They know their limitations and they know they're not screwing over fans. No PSLs. I mean, obviously 125%. That is kind of nasty work. But on the flip side, you have the Falcons where it's a shady organization, no direction, and you just have a bunch of managers and directors with no roles that are just collecting checks. And everybody's so selfish. They know that if we hire one coach from the outside, we may all get canned. So I think that's the danger in doing things, the danger of business,
Yep.
which the Braves are looking to avoid. I mean, I really don't think there's somebody out there that would be worth it to bring in all their new guys. Who did the Rangers just get? That young guy the Marlins fired?
Skip Schumacher.
Skip Schumacher, yeah. So somebody like that, I understand. But then again, he would probably come in and just be a role-playing manager. He probably wouldn't even bring in a bunch of guys, being that young.
I have no idea.
Eager to see how he does with the Rangers. I think they got a lot of talent, and they just need some energy. But yeah. I think for the Braves' sake, I think you hire from within, you build it up, you go from there. thinking of coaching hires, I think you and I were joking about John Gruden. So this week in particular, I guess, since we probably haven't talked about it last, but the Jackson Dart era has begun. Absolutely phenomenal. Loving what I'm seeing from him and Cam Scatterbo. Just insane. Flip the switch.
Yeah.
Should have done it earlier, but the John Gruden interviews with Jackson Dart, those are my favorite edits.
Total meathead.
Total meathead. Yeah. And why are you doing that? Why are you clapping? Why are you wearing that? Why? I love that. I think John Gruden. I do know the NFL has a huge lawsuit, and the NFL just got shut down on their end. So it's about to get real nasty. So I think they're going to hold off. I think every college team should hold off on hiring, and probably because of that, it's going to get so nasty. But he does deserve to be on a field with Arkansas opening up. UCLA, that's been one of my favorite stories of the season. They brought in a guy they thought was going to be their guy because he was alumni, but he had no coaching experience. And then I forget the guy. His dad's on NFL Network.
Jerry's dad.
Yeah. So Newsel, I think.
Yeah.
So love that. I saw the interview from 23, and he said, "I'd love to be the head coach if they can put me in that." So you got him. Hopefully he gets hired at UCLA. Hopefully, James Franklin.
He's
out of there. $56 million buyout. Does he coach again?
I'd take a year off.
If I got $56 million, I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good payday right there.
You saw Kurt Signetti sign that big extension with Indiana, so he's not leaving. As some people thought that he was going to go straight to the Penn State job.
I wouldn't think he would go to Penn State. At this point, Indiana's just as good. I get Penn State's a bigger organization, and I'm from the South, so I don't understand how good Penn State's culture is. I mean, it's been pretty terrible for the last 30 years, but I think from an outside perspective, Indiana has all the means it needs to be just as good as Penn State. I mean, Penn State's not been good. I mean, I don't know if that's a James Franklin thing, but that's the same thing as saying, like, would I want to be, on Nebraska? Like, I don't know. Don't want to be in the Cowboys. It is what you make it. So I think that was a good signing for Indiana. But ultimately, I think Kirk Signetti will leave after like 3 years, maybe.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah, I definitely think he'll jump ship.
But then you got University of Virginia, that opening. Virginia Tech has an opening.
Does Virginia have an opening?
I thought so.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They've been decent. Then they just beat FSU.
Yeah.
So they already fired the coach.
I believe so.
Wow.
And then you also potentially may have UNC.
That's
Talks with Belichick getting his buyout.
Word on the street. Yeah. That they said it's just absolutely. It's funny when you want to watch a bad team and they'll put it on primetime or whatever just to see the bad team, but it's just not watchable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
Well, you brought in 65 transfers?
Yeah, they weren't the top guys, but I'm hearing a lot of the flack is for Michael Lombardi, friend of the show. Apparently, a lot of the old heads, they think that he did not know what he was doing when he was with Bill Belichick back in the day.
Okay.
It was just kind of a nepo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been hilarious to see that this is translated into just absolute hate watch. But they're going from ESPN to ACC Network to like CW at noon.
Yeah.
So hate that for my cousins that are huge UNC fans. Really thought the Belichick era would be fun to watch, but it turns out Tom Brady really was the GOAT.
Yeah. Starting yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting for sure to see. Any other openings? I can't think of it. I mean, openings that are definitely not going to be happening in Georgia Tech. I know a lot of people said Brent Key would be eyeing Penn State, but those are the people that don't know Brent Key.
Yeah.
Money doesn't talk to Brent Key. So he's been phenomenal to watch. Still undefeated, scaring us a good bit. They're not looking like a top 10 team in my opinion, but then again, half the top 10 teams haven't looked like top 10 teams to me. So I think ultimately they'll probably be like a 8 or 9. That would be, phenomenal.
You just have to get into the playoffs.
Exactly,
and
man.
anything can happen.
Exactly. What I fear happens is what happened to Indiana last year, and they should get smoked.
Yeah.
but I think there's a huge chance that they get in if they just. I mean, I'm excited to watch them and Georgia play,
Mm-hmm.
which is even funnier because if Georgia loses to them, then a 2-loss Georgia team.
Yeah.
Do they make the ACC or not ACC, SEC championship? Just vice versa. So I'm excited to see that. I don't know. I mean, this week we got a huge SEC lineup, back to back to back. You got Vanderbilt, got LSU,
Ole Miss and Georgia.
Ole Miss and Georgia, and Bama and Tennessee.
Yep.
So that'll shake things up because right now Ole Miss is probably at the top. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess because there is no East and West anymore. It's just everybody fights everybody. So I don't know. Who do you got? Ole Miss, Georgia.
I don't know. It depends on which Georgia team shows up. Is it going to be the second half team?
Yeah,
Are they going to show up for the whole game?
there is no first half Georgia team, to be honest.
And the Georgia defense is allergic to stopping
Yeah.
big plays. They
Yeah.
love to give those up. So
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Georgia of old. I don't.
and then Lane Kiffin's offense is always moving and shaking. So
I mean, they won by 3 against Washington State though.
Right.
So you go from defeating Alabama to LSU. I'm
LSU.
sorry. Yeah, LSU. I thought they were going to be the dogs of this
Mhm.
year, and they still might. They might get it together. It
Yeah.
takes. I think that's the joke I was hearing today was any given Saturday. So it used to be NFL, but now that kids are getting paid and there's no team has any depth anymore. I mean, that's what Georgia defense is so leaky because there is no depth.
Right.
So any given Saturday, absolutely. So LSU could still strengthen up. I think there's a lot of teams that are going to get stronger as the season goes on, both NFL and college. And we're seeing that with the Falcons. They just got to have some time to develop, get used to that chemistry. And I think in college it's way more important to have that chemistry. Because I see it on a small scale. Cumberland's, you slip up one game and then you just have a huge culture issue. The coaching staff blames players. The players know it's not their fault because they're not the ones calling plays. So it really just starts to eat itself. So especially at a college where it's a bunch of 18 to 22-year-old guys.
Yeah.
So they haven't been around. And so you really have to have a good coach like Signetti or Saban or somebody that's able to hold them accountable and help them realize that it's a game, but just don't skip out on the little things. So it is exciting. So hopefully Ole Miss doesn't give Georgia too big of a scare. But move on from that. We've got the NBA starting next week.
Mm-hmm.
So NBA draft, and you've got the first pick in our draft.
Yeah, in the fantasy league. Yeah.
Fantasy League. So shout out Ryan Smith and the Sweet Brothers Elite League. You get Peanut Gallery out here nodding, shaking the heads. They're very excited. We're hearing that Jokic should be the
all around player.
yeah,
Your assists, your points,
he
rebounds.
should be the top pick overall. I was a big Kent Bazemore.
Then, like I said, to bounce off of that, I will back up what I said a few weeks ago that I believe the Hawks will not be in the play-in tournament. They will be in the playoffs, like 6th seed this year.
I would argue, I will bet a dinner at Panda Express, they will be the play-in 8th seed.
Wow.
This
Okay.
year. So you'll take that. Shout out Brandon Robinson. Shout out Dignify 2K. Shout out previous Sweet Brothers Elite League champion. We're coming for you this year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Going to draft a totally better, not auto draft team this year. Going to go for the bigs. I'm going to watch some of that Dignify 2K videos just to see who's good out there.
Yeah.
So I'm not big on the NBA. I have been big on NHL this year though. So shout out our Canadian friends. We're in the Canadian NHL League.
Who's your NHL team that you root for?
I root for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Okay.
So the reasoning behind that is Dad had a bunch of trade shows when I was in college and would bring back a bunch of Golden Knights gear. So he'd send videos walking in the stadium and all that. And I really want to go. So maybe I'll get out there this year to a game,
Cool.
wear all that gear that I've got stockpiled. But yeah, really like what I see from Jack Eichel. And they got Mitch Marner, who was he was the Toronto Maple Leafs setup guy. Kind of like he was like really talented. He's a kid from Toronto, and he just kind of underperformed.
Okay.
And so he took a deal with Vegas. Canadians hate him now. He's the most handsome guy. He's got a young family, and he's talking about how, like, immediately, like, Vegas is so good for kids, like, such a good family spot, and like, so they're
Wow.
toasting him, you
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
But he did the best thing for his family. He took money, went to the
Right.
warm weather,
Yeah.
like. So yeah, I'm excited for them. They've got a really strong team. Got friends going to Nashville games. The Predators, I think, are supposed to be pretty good. They just lost their first game after a week of play. Yeah, I'm hoping Atlanta gets a team again, because
Be nice.
that'll be, huge reason to get out and go see those games, because there's nothing like NHL. I mean, like,
Especially if you have a good fan base with it too.
yeah, and most do. I mean, I think the Coyotes played in like a college stadium, which was tiny. But besides that, I mean, between that and NASCAR, you have to be there. Like, it's one of those, just, you don't forget your first experience at one of those. And as a kid growing up, going to Phillips Arena, watching the Thrashers, wearing my little blue mask,
Yep.
Believe in Blue Land.
Yep.
Ilya Kovalchuk, shout out his wife, just climbed every 8,000 and 14,000 foot mountain in the world. I don't know, something like that. But that was, so shout out number 17, Ilya Kovalchuk and his family. Come back and manage the future Atlanta team. Yeah, NHL is nice. If you haven't been, go. Gladiator season kicks off, or drops puck this Saturday. Shout out the Relics performing before that. That's pretty cool. Very cool. I'll try to get out to one of those games. NASCAR this past weekend. Speaking of Vegas,
Yeah.
I don't like Denny Hamlin, and he won.
Yeah, he did.
I was not so upset. Under the circumstances, his dad is not doing well at all,
Okay.
and seeing him cry, I said, okay,
Getting too soft for old Denny Hamlin.
yeah, he softened me up,
Mm.
So I did realize, like, if his dad ends up, passing away,
Before he wins a championship.
oh, that
That'd be
would,
tough.
because his dad is his number one fan,
Right.
and I think his life goal was to impress his dad,
Mm.
to have the mansion, to have, he wanted to be Ricky Bobby.
Gotcha.
And he is, and he's showing off to his dad. So I think the last thing on that checklist is to win a championship.
And then what we got? Talladega this weekend, and then that's the cutoff, and then it's the championship. Right.
Which is Phoenix, right?
Yep.
Which is crazy. I think next year's in Homestead, Miami.
I think that's where it used to be.
It used to be too. I think
It's
that's
a
kind of cool.
Much better race.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do like the desert feel. I guess just to do away with the coldness, but Homestead's the same thing. So I'm hoping for a Chase Elliott. Is William Byron officially bumped out now because of the wreck?
I think he's on the outside looking in.
Okay. So he's still got a chance
If he wins, yeah,
if he wins.
he has to win Talladega.
I hate that. Did you see that? I think I sent that to you. Ty Dillon's spotter showed up to Talladega this weekend, and then they fired him, so he had to get back on the plane and fly back home.
Ty Dillon sponsor.
Ty Dillon's spotter, yeah.
Jeez.
So he was tweeting about it. He was live stream tweeting about this, like that he was the fall guy. So he definitely should not have been the fall guy. It was apparently the spotter. I mean, the spotter did tell William Byron's guy on the fourth turn. He's like, "Hey, by the way, we're pitting," but Ty Dillon didn't get down fast enough, and it was too late by the time, and he got cleaned out. So, yeah, I'd like to see Chase Elliott. I'd like to see William Byron. Who else is in there? Even
Dono.
no, we're done with that. No,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to win either, but he's in there.
I don't want Hamlin to win, but if it's his final season,
Larson's in there.
I'd go for Larson again. I wouldn't mind a Larson win. Yeah, I'm excited. I like NASCAR a lot. It brings joy to my Sundays because most of the time the Falcons don't bring me joy on Sundays.
Yeah, super speedways are my favorite kind of racing too.
Yeah,
So.
so Talladega should be real prime. Yeah, moving into media and entertainment. I'll quickly jump to my side topic was My Hero Academia final season 8. Insane so far. They hired a bunch of artists that made edits leading up to this, and they are making it's the crispest. It's crispiest or crispiest. This visuals. It's
Okay.
It's incredible. I'm a sucker for superhero movies,
All right.
superhero shows. So the fact that it's just
And this is an anime show, correct?
yeah, Japanese animation.
Okay.
It's very there's not a lot that I like, but that one was one of the ones. It was like when it came out, just the bright colors, superhero. Like that was
It seems to be a theme for you. Bright colors.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like the Speed Racer, Tron Legacy. We saw Tron Ares.
We did.
Yep, so you were there. I loved thinking like, how was I? 15 years ago. I don't know. I was in middle school, seeing Tron Legacy, and leaving. It was rainy out, which is funny that it happened to be rainy when Tron Ares came out too. And I was like, that'd be so cool to ride on my motorcycle. 15 years later, I got to do that. I was one of the cool kids. So I wish it would have been with Legacy or more like Legacy. Ares was good. I mean, you give your opinion from a outside.
Yeah, having not really watched
Yeah.
the other ones, I thought it was fun. I mean,
It was fun, yeah.
it was somewhat predictable of a plot, but I still thought it was fun. It had a lot of cool visuals, had a good soundtrack, so it was
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah.
I've
it
seen a
was-
lot worse movies this year.
Yes, we sure have. This is definitely better than Morbin Time. What are some other bad movies we've seen this year?
We saw Mickey 17. That one was rough.
That was rough.
Then you saw the Leonardo DiCaprio a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that was an interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
just to name a few.
yeah, but yeah, Tron Ares it stayed close enough, I guess, to the Tron sphere. I did realize after the movie too, though. In Tron Legacy, Sam Flynn leaves the grid and he's wearing a necklace.
Mm.
That is the grid. So when they get shot out in Ares by the same camera, that shouldn't have been tied up to the original grid that Jeff Bridges,
Gotcha.
Kevin Flynn had created. So that was weird. And creating life and bringing it to the real world and just bringing 2 bikes and 1 rectifier was kind of underwhelming, I'll say. Because I know they had Tron Ascension signed off and played, and then there was John Carter and Tomorrowland. So John Carter was Taylor Kitsch-led movie. Great, it's based on a book from the 1800s. Great movie. I thought it was cool, but nobody wanted to see it. Bombed. Tomorrowland with George Clooney, bombed. So they've like pulled Tron Ascension because like, people just not watch a movie anymore. And then like Marvel and all that happened, and they basically just said, we're just throwing all our money into superheroes.
Yeah.
So I did, for the last 12 years, anticipate having a sequel. And I didn't quite think it was going to be this because they totally did an offshoot. It was,
It didn't seem very related, except for just some callbacks every now and then.
Yeah.
Whether it be this person showing up or
and you totally make like, you can only come to the real world for 29 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But the last movie ended with them bringing a program into the real world. And I didn't know what that would look like. Nobody knew what that would look like, but they brought in like a real Cora, she came out as a real human or whatever, whatever you call it. But you couldn't put her in the movie because there's no 29-minute limit on her.
Mm.
You couldn't just say, she died after 29 minutes. Like that would just throw away the whole plot from Legacy. So a lot of internal conflict there. But again, it was a fun movie meant for people that didn't understand Tron the first time. And shout out Jared Leto for bringing that. Would have been made without him. So I know he's got a lot of flack. And he's probably a lot of the reason that people aren't going to see it because they just think he's got some other sideline stuff going on. So I do appreciate him bringing new stuff, and I hate that it's getting sidelined. But it's good to see new stuff out there, like the Rock smashing game, or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It got butchered at the box office as well. I think he made $4 million in its first week.
Wow.
$4
They
million.
asked The Rock to get even bigger just for the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and grow some hair and eyebrows.
Well, like a chia pet.
Yeah. Rock. Yeah, so that's really what I got on the hindsight. Then I can't even think of any November movies honestly coming out. December you got the new Avatar movie coming out, but I'll go see it. I'll go sit for another 3 hours. I'll pay my money, but
And I guess a lot of right now is a lot of like the Halloween kind of horror movie stuff. So that's not really my cup of tea, but
Not mine either.
some people it will
I
be.
know a lot of people that like that. Like my mindset on that is I'm not going to pay to be scared. I'm not going to pay to like not enjoy my time.
Yeah.
I mean, you pay to get a massage. You pay. You don't pay to get hit in the face. So maybe some people like the pain, psychological trauma, but I don't think the Lord put us here to see incomprehensible, sinful things beyond man-made features and all that. So I think I'm going to hold out on the horror movies this year.
Yeah.
Again, for the 29th year in a row. But yeah, there's not a whole lot. I mean, from a film perspective, and it stinks because Tron bombed, Smashing Games bombed.
So now you are pigeonholing that everything has to be a Marvel superhero movie.
But even those are bombing though.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah.
Like what's recently done really, really well? I mean, like Minecraft did really well. That was a fun movie, but it wasn't worth $1 billion.
Right.
I don't think it even did $1 billion. So hopefully we just get a lot more fun movies, a lot more creative movies, and not try to, pigeonhole movie narratives into what we think they should be. So I think that has plagued the industry a lot. I've had some conversations recently with somebody sideways involved in the industry, and I think there's certain individuals with these productions, with Disney, with DreamWorks, with Warner, that are just kind of signing off on these not great projects because they think that that's groupthink. It's really not. So I don't know what else we got going on this weekend. With hockey starting up, basketball starting up, fall. Everybody's going to pumpkin patches again. Have you already visited, or you went at the beginning? Right?
I've not been to one yet.
I haven't been to one yet. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing there's one in South Atlanta. And there's always some in like Blue Ridge and Jasper and all that.
Yep.
So we'll see about that. But I've got really nothing else to coverage. I think that just about wraps up episode 5.
Yep. Absolutely.